Today we need to talk about the Doppler drama and all the craziness that has gone on with these and a couple other Counter-Strike skins over the past few days. There has been a lot of craziness. There has been twists and turns, drama, controversy, all that good stuff. Everything that makes some good, entertaining stuff. There's been some people making some money, losing some money, good decisions being made, bad decisions being made, and ultimately at the end of the day, Valve fucking some people over. So like I said, the story is a little bit of anything and everything. Lots to talk about. We're going to be keeping you guys up to date on all of that, of course, as always. But first, just want to mention real quick, if you are looking to sell any of your CS2 skins, items, whatever, anything or everything related to Counter-Strike 2 items, you should definitely hit me up over on Twitter. I can help you turn your items into cold hard cash or crypto or any other payment method that you're looking for very quickly, safely, effectively, efficiently, all that good stuff. And of course, by selling to me, you're helping support me, my channel, and my content, so we can keep doing this thing. I would appreciate that a ton. With that being said, let's get right into this. So you can see here this tweet from Badger at Nagatoro. I don't know who this guy is. This is just a tweet that came up. He's got 2,700 followers. He's followed by some big people in the scene. Maybe he's a big deal in the scene. I don't really know. I don't really care. He says, yo, what the F, WTF did they do to my phase 2s? And he tweets out some pictures of an M9 bayonet Doppler phase 2. He tweets out a picture of a bayonet Doppler phase 2 and a karambit Doppler phase 2, which, if you do not know, we're going to look at some pictures and stuff here in a second, but previously, prior to this update right here, this is the update that came out on May 23rd, 2024, that changed a lot of these knives and is the issue that a lot of people are having is after this update. Even though this update doesn't specifically mention, hey, we're changing Dopplers or gamma Dopplers or marble fades or whatever, apparently that Valve decided to, or maybe on accident or whatever, went ahead and changed some of these knives. But yeah, if you didn't know, before this update, these were phase 2s were like the pinkish looking Dopplers. They had a lot of pink going on, but now you can see here, these are looking mostly purple. These are not looking very pink, and yeah, this obviously had a lot of people confused, and a lot of people didn't really know what the heck was going on. But these weren't the only things changed in this update. You can see here from Epidemic, he tweeted out they changed a lot of Dopplers but kept some as well, which is strange. He said diamond gems are safe, and those are, I've made a video about those before. I believe they are the phase 3 gamma Dopplers, I believe, or diamond gems. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's something like that's it, phase 1 or phase 3 gamma Dopplers. I believe it's phase 3 gamma Dopplers or diamond gems. There's all different kinds of different ones of those. I've talked about those before. He does say that sapphires got adjusted. I know there were some people talking about sapphires. I don't know if they're on here. I'm pretty sure sapphires ended up getting a buff. People were saying sapphires did look significantly better after this. So this was kind of weird. You know, phase 2s maybe got fucked a little bit. Sapphires maybe got buffed a little bit. So there were some people happy, some people not happy, whatever. He did say that black pearls were safe, and then fire and ice rest in peace. So not only did phase 2s get hit a little bit here, but also fire and ice. Some of these marble fades, some stuff like that. It looks like they got hit a little bit and they look a little bit worse. So there were some buffs, there were some nerfs, some weird stuff. Here's what Arrow had to say about this and what some of the changes being documented and everything. He said all Doppler 1 through 4 changes. 1 and 2 were changed really heavily, and 3 and 4 are basically the same.
This is what phase 1s look like now. This is what they looked like before the update. Before, after. Now let's check out phase 2s. How different do they look? This is before, right here,
so here
fully pink.
You can see how much pink is in those phase 2s before. And again, I just showed you at the beginning of the video what the phase 2s look like after this update. Very crazy, very different.
This is what they look like now.
There's no pink.
Before,
entirely pink,
after.
no pink.
Before,
you literally have an entirely different item. It's literally not the same skin, not the same knife, not the same item at all after this update, which is really crazy to think that that can even happen. And I know there were some people coming out of the woodworks and being like, oh my God, you're such an idiot if you ever invested in a Doppler. Valve has literally been changing Dopplers and many other items in this game nonstop since CS2 came out. How could you ever invest in a Doppler knife, you stupid idiot? Of course Valve is going to change them again, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it's always funny how those people come out after the fact. They're not saying that before, but they're the first ones to get on Twitter and tweet after, some stuff kind of goes wrong or goes south.
After. That is the same knife.
Crazy.
With one update's difference.
Because obviously what you need to keep in mind here is that, hey, when the item changes, the skin changes, and the look changes, the price is going to change as well, and that's definitely what people found out. Here's what Anomaly had to say about all this. He said, bro, they completely ruined marble fades. Both of these are fire and ice. Bayonet is second max and Talon is first max. This is horrible. And again, Look at this. This is so dark. This is so gloomy. There's no vibrance. There's no cool looking colors at all. There's no bright, flashy, shiny. Again, these are very expensive, supposed to be very cool looking knives. There's the bayonet. There's the talon. Again, same type of stuff going on there. And this is what they looked like before. Again, much brighter, vibrant. You can see the differences in the colors more. They're not like a black overtone to all those. So yeah, Anomaly was saying, hey, these things got ruined. Phase 2's got ruined. And Phase 1's got changed pretty heavily. And then Marble Fades got changed pretty heavily. Here's another guy tweeting out, this is more of what they look like in game, look what they look like in light. Again, this is just different. It's worse. It's bad. It's not good. Somebody else saying, hey, why the fuck are they just changing random skins with established markets and prices? What the fuck is a Doppler Phase 2? Here's what it looks like now. Again, this is what it looked like before on the Karambit. And then people saying that it is Jover. Again, you can see here, these Karambit Dopplers, these are all in the Phase 2. They were selling before for $2,600, $2,400, $2,350, $2,370, $23, all the way down to $1,683. So if you say the average price was about $2,300 before, down to about $1,700, maybe lost about $600 in value. Prices almost got cut. Like in half? Maybe not in half, but pretty damn close to in half. Literally overnight, literally from one update. That is very, very catastrophic. If you owned a Phase 2, I mean, even if you just owned a single Phase 2, you thought you had a $2,400 knife, you actually had a $1,700 knife. That's a big drop. But imagine if you had a Doppler collection or a Doppler portfolio or Doppler investments, you literally could have lost thousands, tens of thousands, thousands of dollars in the blink of an eye overnight. That was very, very crazy. And that definitely happened to some people. But there was also some people taking advantage of these big opportunities. He said most people here saw a huge nerf, but I saw a fire sale. Doppler master race. Did I commit a sin or very smart? Let me know your prediction. And this guy was buying up tons of stuff. He was buying up Dopplers, Gamma Dopplers, Case Hardens, because Case Hardens got changed a little bit too, apparently. Or maybe Case Hardens didn't even get changed, but since Dopplers started to look more blue and stuff, it ended up, blue gems maybe took a hit a little bit, but whatever. This guy bought a bunch. He bought some Phase 2s. And again, is it possible that people were overreacting, overcorrecting? Who knows? Because one, there's a possibility that Valve is going to change these again in the future, maybe for better or for worse. And there's also the possibility that, hey, the market is overreacting. These things shouldn't necessarily be half price. Yes, they don't look as good anymore, but do they look so bad that their price should have been cut in half, or should they be down 40% or whatever? I don't know, but there were some people loading up. Coco here, he said M9 Doppler Phase 2, really, what was the point of nerfing them? If you nerf Phase 4 to make Sapphire better, it makes sense, but just to make something worse because it looks too good. Why? Very weird, very strange. Here people were saying in 50 minutes it went down $1,200. This is the butterfly knife. This is Phase 2s. Again, this was $47.68. Down to $35.06, which is very, very crazy. So that's another instance of those prices dropping. This guy said, what a catastrophic drop from $5,000 to $3,000 in under an hour. This is for Butterfly Knife Doppler Factory News. This is, again, I'm assuming Phase 2s probably. Some people are saying, hey, shows how ridiculously overpriced it was, but also, hey, maybe shows how much of an overreaction was happening in the community right now. MVP Hasi tweeted out, good news is diamond gems look the same, but this is a Karambit Gamma Doppler Phase 4. I think this looks actually pretty cool, but yeah, people are saying how blue it looks and how it looks similar to blue gems, blah, 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 whatever. But eventually, the next day, we did get a response from Valve, where Valve, in this article and in this thread of them tweeting out the updates for the May 23rd stuff, somebody said, hey, what about Gamma Dopplers? And then Valve said working on it, which is, like somebody else said, this is really the first time that Valve has acknowledged really anything to do with these Dopplers or the knives or whatever, really in CS2 at all, saying working on it or fixing it or that they were going to make any changes to these or whatever. So that made it seem like, hey, Valve didn't necessarily want these things to be changed or destroyed or wrecked or whatever. I don't really know. And that ultimately led us to this, which was today, new release notes coming out. And Valve saying that release notes for today are up. And here's what it says. Fix the appearance of Doppler, Gamma Doppler, and Marble Fade finishes. So I don't know if these were all entirely reverted or if they were changed maybe in different ways as Valve made them hopefully look better. I don't really know. But again, you can see here how to get rich in 3 easy steps. Wait for panic, buy, and profit. And we can see here that the Karambit Doppler in Phase 2, and I'm sure a lot of these other ones, the prices have almost completely rebounded. You can see right now in Buff163, the average listing or the lowest listing for a Karambit Doppler Phase 2 factory new is $25.22. And if we go to the overall price trends, This thing before was selling for around $2,500. It crashed down to $1,569 when this update came out, and now the prices have rebounded all the way right back up. So Valve wrecked these people double. They cut their, I was covering this up a little bit. You can see here, the prices went all the way down to $1,569 and then all the way back up. So Valve kind of screwed these people over double because they nerfed their knife. They panicked, and maybe they sold at the bottom, and then the very next day it gets changed right back, it gets buffed back up, and the price goes right back down. So you could have had something that was worth $5,000, it drops down to $3,000, you sell it at $3,000, lose $2,000, then it goes right back to $5,000, and then if you want to get it back, you're going to have to pay $2,000 extra again. You could have potentially lost, $4,000, or you could have just lost so much value overnight. Now, what I do think this shows is, hey, you shouldn't panic. You shouldn't overreact. Don't try to time the market. Don't try to panic sell. Don't try to buy high and sell low. None of that stuff. But it also does show us, I think the biggest takeaway from this whole thing is that the tried and true investment strategy is whenever the market is panicking, whenever people are so negative, whenever sentiment can't get worse about an item, which is pretty much what we saw yesterday with phase twos. It was peak fear. People were panicking. People were fearful about phase twos. That is the time to buy. When there is greed, when people are too exuberant or whatever, and people are so happy and nothing can go wrong with a certain item or a certain asset class or even the markets in general, that's the time to sell. And when people are getting a little bit too down in the dumps, when people are too doom and gloom, those are the times to buy. And the people who took advantage of this with phase twos and some of these other knives last night, paid off big time, and they've made a lot of money overnight. And the crazy part is there were people doing just that, and there's Twitter screenshots and everything to prove it. But yes, all these things happened, all these things changed, and now it seems like a lot of them have been reverted. I think sapphire knives ended up getting nerfed or re-nerfed or whatever, so a lot of these knives end up looking better or just as good as they did before. But then on the flip side, some of these things got buffed, and then they got re-changed as well. So I don't really know. Again, did Valve do this on purpose, on accident? I don't know. But yes, these things got nerfed and then got rebuffed, and it's messed with the markets crazy in the last 24 hours. But I just had to get all this out to you guys that, yes, it does seem like Valve has fixed or rechanged or reverted a lot of those changes made in that original patch. And hopefully things are back to normal now. Are they going to change more stuff in the future? Who the heck knows? We'll have to wait and see. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.